Pelicans don't show in Birmingham. Let's talk about it. Presented to you by the Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk, located at 918 Poydras Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413 if you or someone you know has been involved in an accident. Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk. Chaz and Five, I'm going to start with you. They just didn't show up tonight. Thoughts? Go ahead.
If they didn't care, neither did I.
That's what it looked like.
The Houston Rockets looked like the team that brought back everybody. They looked like they had the most cohesiveness. They looked like they had the third-year coach rather than the first-year coach. They looked like they wanted to play. You saw the effort. You saw the energy from the beginning. And they were involved. I mean, I think Ime Udoka called his first angry timeout in the third quarter. I mean, that's telling for a guy that just got there. They had training camp in Lake Charles, and you mean to tell me that team was more prepared and more ready to play a game?
Yeah, Chaz, they had, I'm looking up the stat right now. They had 17 turnovers in the first half. What do you, I know it's new offense. Is that something to worry about? Is this something that we should be worried about moving forward with the turnovers?
The offense has nothing to do with it. It's the players. We got a bunch of guys with poor handles. CJ probably has the best handle on the team, and his handle gets a little wacky sometimes. You don't have a ton of IQ out there. There were at least 2 back-to-back fast break opportunities that this team just fumbled. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And it's an ongoing thing. Can't throw a lob. You know what I'm saying? Miscommunication in the pick and roll. Guys diving at the wrong time, bringing an extra defender to the paint. It's just it's personnel. The turnovers are personnel driven. I don't believe it has anything to do with the offense.
Yeah, and Five, we talked about this. We knew the offense was it's not gonna click right away. And you even said they're going to struggle early on. I'm not worried about the offense, but I mean the glaring stat here, Five, is Zion Williamson 1 field goal attempt in 17 minutes in the first half. Not to mention I think at the small ball 5, the Pelicans got outscored by 10 points. He finishes the night 2 or 3 from the field, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. What did you think of him tonight? To be honest with you, he looked like he didn't want to be there, in my opinion.
Hey, this is not an anomaly, to be honest with you, right? I've seen this story before where, Zion doesn't get the rock in the first quarter or something like that. This is an ongoing thing. This dates back to last year. I know. People stop telling me Zion didn't play a lot of games. I fucking know that. I hate that shit. This happened before, and it continues to happen. Your advantage is, to be honest, Justin, we talk about this all the time. What's the advantage of the players that you have on the court? It's really on the inside. This team is not built and outside in. It's inside out, and that's the way they have to play. And getting the ball to those guys, JV, he's a willing passer. Zion is a willing passer. When they're doubled and triple teamed, why not go through them first and then benefit from that? But sticking Zion Williamson in a corner does not make any sense. It doesn't. There's no advantage you gain from that. They know he doesn't want to shoot a corner 3. Well, hell no, I wouldn't either.
Right.
So put him where he belongs, or put him at the elbow, which I really like. Right, I've been screaming this for 4 years, even before I was on any media platform. Put Zion Williamson and Draymond Green role. Hey, it'll work if you teach them, and if you can, kind of teach them how to use their skill sets to benefit the team. But I don't think that's going on right now.
Yeah, and to your point, Five, before I get to Chaz, there was one possession. It was early in the first quarter. They give it to Jonas. I think Zion kind of circled around and cut, and Jonas just found him there. It was a big to big, and he just laid it up. And I'm like, You know how easy that is? And you never saw it again. And I think Jonas Chaz looking, I mean, listen, I know it's preseason, goes 0-4. He scored 0 points tonight. I know it's a preseason game, but I don't think I've ever seen Jonas not score. And he had about, I think, 2 or 3 field goal attempts there in the first half.
Look, this is a coaching and personnel issue, and a viewer can take from this whatever they want to take from this. Brandon, Zion, and JV can't play together, right? They just can't play together. Now, you can be, a little optimistic and say, well, maybe they can't play together under Willie Green. Fair enough. If you wanted to go there, I'll say whatever, right? But whenever this team gets in any type of, first of all, the guys have to be willing to sacrifice. They got to be willing to embrace a change of offense, right? And in the event that things aren't working immediately, they have to trust the process and not regress back to what they always do. And that's what you see with this team. Not really a ton of strong leadership coming from the bench that's going to say, hey, whoa. We talked about this. Let's get back to the process. That's not going to happen with this team. I think you saw this last year. You saw this for a lot of games last year. You go back to that game with the Warriors, and I think Zion took maybe like 6 shots in the whole game. When this team is healthy, Zion or JV are never going to be maximized. And that's a problem.
I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that because at times, it looked like they were just lost. Like, once again, we talk about pace. I mean, they never got up. Like, they didn't get up the floor tonight because, one, they didn't rebound. I mean, team 5, you want to talk about, I mean, in our text thread, like that's been a lie. I mean, I haven't seen any advantages. Go ahead. I know you want to go.
No. The rebounding, like, how do you expect to, I thought about this after Willie Green kind of talked about it in practice. Like, how do you teach rebounding in like a week, right? Like, what do you got, a week or 2 of training? Like, how do you really teach rebounding in a week?
Right.
Like, you're talking about changing mentality of people that don't have a natural act of rebounding. How do you change that mentality? These guys are 20 plus years old. How do you change that mentality in a week? You can't. Like, it takes real work to do, and I don't know if you can do that in a day. And again, this is not me saying like, yo, it won't change. No, but how do you change that? And also, the passing is atrocious. It's atrocious. Like, just the thought, it's like it's always late, and then when it is, like, it's a terrible pass. Like, who do you expect to catch that? If I'm Zion and you try to throw me an alley and it's way up there, I'm like, bro, I'm not about to jump and hurt myself to go try to catch that. What do you think this is?
Good point. Chaz, let's talk about a couple players who I thought actually did play well tonight, which is kind of shocking. But let's start with CJ. I know he had 5 turnovers. What'd you think from CJ tonight?
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. I appreciated CJ's effort. I can't say any starter played well.
Okay, sorry. That's
now,
fair.
I would say I thought
That's
Dyson played well. Then the only reason I'm saying no starter played well is because y'all had a whole off season. You had, you know what I'm saying? You had last season. You had time to figure out some of these things. But I thought Dyson played well. I like some of the things Dyson was doing, and I think Dyson is a 3-and-D wing, man. I'm telling you, Dyson is a 3-and-D wing. I thought Kyra's energy was good on both sides. He had one defensive possession against Jabari when Jabari shot over him, but the defense on that possession,
first quarter,
he was there.
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah. First,
he kind of like he checked him up, like he didn't get buried, and then Jabari just hit a great shot, and you're like,
shot over him, but the defense was excellent.
I'm glad you brought up Dyson because Hawkins also he's doing okay. I mean, Hawkins 5'12", but
he's a busy guy. He's staying busy on the floor, and that's good, I guess.
Yeah, and to your point, Chaz, I want to mention a little bit about CJ McCollum because You're right. I don't think he overall played great tonight, but it looked like he wanted to at least be there, right? I even think Brandon Ingram wanted to be there as well. It's just it seemed five, as you're saying, like Zion and Jonas were just not involved in the game plan tonight, and it just reverted back to last year, right? When JV's not involved, he just shuts down, and it felt like Zion just shut down tonight.
I mean, everybody would.
Yeah.
To your point about CJ, CJ looks like the most polished, right? He looks like he's ready for December, January basketball, right?
4 of 8 from deep.
Like, didn't bother him. He didn't look like he rushed really anything. Yeah, the pick and roll because he's trying to give Zion the ball, trying to get him involved, almost like he's trying to force it. That I understand. I'm not really tripping off the really turnovers from CJ because the thought was there.
Yeah.
Now, the problem gets that I get is like, why does it take so long to get Zion involved? Like, what's is that not the primary goal? Like, oh, y'all think y'all. All right, I think that's where it kind of needs to start happening, right? The pecking order needs to happen. The pecking order needs to happen. Like, hey, we got here, and we got here. Like, we need to align what this is, right? And then go from there.
Why can't our first, you usually get the script your first couple of plays, and I don't mind Brandon getting involved early, Chaz, but Zion should be getting touches just early on. And it doesn't matter if he shoots or not, but just get him involved in the action. They just don't do it. It's the same thing. Like, I just don't get it.
You want the truth or you want a polished political answer?
Can I get a polished truth statement?
The polished truth is I think Willie Green has his guy. I think his guy is Brandon. And I think, again, as long as Brandon doesn't like the point Zion thing, Brandon doesn't like playing off ball. And again, like, you got possessions where Zion is standing out of bounds. He knows he's not in the play. You're playing 5-on-4, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, what do you?
I didn't see much. Did y'all see much of angle pick and rolls? Did y'all see any of that? Did y'all see high flashes of the post? I don't remember seeing any of that tonight. Where Zion would either flash. I didn't see much of it.
They treated Zion like Tony Allen tonight. They treated him like Tony Allen.
There were a couple possessions where I did see Zion kind of flash, catch the ball. I think those were like set plays. One ended up in the CJ pump fake step back step three that he made.
Was nice. That was a nice play.
That was nice.
Also,
I think he missed it, right?
No. He made that. He made that.
Yeah,
he made it. Justin, you were talking about a play earlier where Zion's in a corner. There was a pass to the opposing almost wing. There was a down screen set and Zion came up. I know there's a pass to Jonas, a down screen set. Zion wrapped around. If it happens quicker, that play looks so much better than it did. Now it resulted in points. Playing off that, right? Imagine doing that for the first play of the game. You know what those sets are like to the opposite sets that happen, the transgressions that happen after just doing that would make so much sense. Would get Brandon and CJ wide open looks. Go ahead.
To your point, 5, you say quicker. So there was also a set, I think, early in the first quarter. I don't remember the timestamp, but they try to run the Spain pick and roll. I think it was CJ, Brandon, and JV. JV sets it, and then Brandon sets the back screen. And it was so slow. But also, when Zion's in the corner, the off-ball help is just going to plug the whole paw. It's just going to stay in the lane and just deny that. So JV's not going to be open, and then they just switch on Brandon, and that's not going to be open as well. So the point being, involve Zion in the fucking action and not have him standing in the corner. I thought we were going to fix this. I know it's one game, it's preseason, but you can't have Zion Williamson standing in the corner.
It's 2 games.
It is, but it's like play design, right? Like we talk about this with not Dennis Allen, what's your boy Pete Carmichael. Like, wait, you had like the reverse with Derek. No. I'm talking about the Derek Carr reverse, right? When they handed the ball off to Derek. Like, nobody's chasing Derek Carr. Yeah. They just go and just flow this way because they know you're going to do the reverse that way. But this is kind of the same principle. Like, you're sticking – okay, well, I kind of know you're going to just bring him around at this point. Are you just going to leave him there? Well, I'll just sit in the lane. Like, they're not dumb players. The opposite team, they're not dumb.
No, look, and you want to talk about the Rockets have high IQ guys. I mean, Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet. Like, these guys are high IQ guys. Veterans.
This is why a lot of the things we want to see happen just isn't going to work. And I say that because, for one, the IQ. For two, like the 5-point play design. For three, there has to be a willingness to do it. And four, you got to have the athletes and to do some of these things. You got to have the quick first step. You got to have the instinct to do these things. And the offense was bad until maybe the Rockets game, Atlanta game last year. And then, of course, Brandon goes down with toe injury and you see a whole different team. This isn't an accident. Like this isn't like a coincidence here. It's a bad brand of basketball with those three guys. I don't know if it can be fixed, but it looks like this team desperately needs a high IQ point guard right now to orchestrate everything. That's what it just looks like.
I think even Schmidt might have tweeted, like, why are we fading away from Point Zion? Like, I don't need Point Zion for 48 minutes, but just put the ball in his hands and let him go. Like, but
Everyone
also
doesn't like Point Zion, Justin.
And no, I get it. But can I mention one thing? And y'all can disagree. Like, if Zion wasn't getting the ball, at least then go rebound the basketball and then just be the point guard. Just don't give the ball up. Like, then go rebound and just go.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I get it's hard, but he's.
Yeah. All right. Well, one, I'm only playing like 20 minutes a night. Let's think about this. I'm being active on the defensive boards. I'm trying to tip it and get it to guys, and I'm not being me. It's not like he's Najee. It's not like he's Dyson. It's not like he's somebody deep on the bench. It's Zion, and he's putting forth the effort. You're not going to reward him. Now he probably feels like what Jonas felt like last year, right?
And it's not a good feeling.
It's not. It's not for anybody. Go ahead, Chad.
Was it the Kobe Suns game? I'm sorry, where Kobe was just like, you know what? Here, y'all go win it.
Yeah.
That's what I saw tonight. A lot of the times when I saw Zion, I'm like, you got the lane, just drive. He like, nah, that's not what the play calls for. I'm a pass.
Do you remember the offensive rebounds where he just took it and just threw it? Like he just got it and just didn't even look at the rim. He just put the ball and just threw it out. Just threw it out.
I thought it was the one where I think somebody passed it to him in the lane. I think it was CJ, and he tossed it like right back to CJ. I was like,
it just, there were some weird things where I'm like, well, Zion, you just catch it and goes up with it, but like that just was not the case tonight. I don't know. Look, it's one preseason game.
There's a little tension out there.
It's one preseason game. We'll see what happens in Atlanta. One guy I do want to talk about, Chaz. We'll go with you first and 5. You can finish it out here. But Kyra Lewis, I personally think the first 2 games, Kyra's look great. His speed is back. 5 even mentioned. I think you might have even asked the question, but in his presser a couple of days ago, he talks about how he feels like he's fully back. He's not thinking about it. He looks fully healthy. His speed's great. I think he had a floater tonight. I think it was his first little bucket. He had a little floater over the big. And what have you seen, Chaz, from Kyra Lewis? Also gets the free throw line 4 times and goes 4 for 4.
Seeing some really good English off the glass, really good ball English off the glass balls. Seeing a lot of quality defensive plays, some good energy. Looks
Can you talk about that defensive play that we were mentioning about Kyra and Jabari Smith switch?
Well, he was guarding Jabari Smith. Had some really solid defense on him. Wasn't letting him go past him. Jabari ends up doing a nice Ryan Anderson type, nice smooth jumper all net. But it was a great contest by Kyra, and Kyra being a smaller guy, he didn't foul him on that jumper because he could easily tap him on the elbow, got underneath him, and it could have been a 3-point play. So good defense by Kyra there. I really like one. He had another drive where he got blocked. The ball goes to Dyson. Dyson knocks down the 3, but the drive that he was able to get to the lane effectively. I just wish, again, it all goes back to the same thing. Even Kyra, Zion, and JV. I wish these guys had the freedom to not look over their shoulder a little bit. Like, as far, because I know Kyra got to be out there. Like, if I mess up, they're probably gonna take me out. Like, I know he has to have that in his mind still. So I hope that he breaks free of that and just completely just plays his game.
Why did it feel like that? I feel like it was like that for a couple guys. When you think about it, it's like they're not free.
Yeah,
it's like everything is like almost like a second guess. Like every shot, where every action, every rebound or non-rebound, every turnover just felt like. Again, this team turned the ball over a ton last year. It's not new. This is not like an anomaly again. It's not new. So let them play free. If you want to be like Golden State, that team turns the ball over.
They don't give a damn.
Yeah. So
because they know what they're gonna. They know their identity on offense. They know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I thought, but again, I thought Kyra played well. The speed's there. I think he's even getting smarter on the defensive end. Like he understands like how like he should defend and how he can defend larger. Like, bro, that's a great contest. I think Jabari is like a really good talent. I don't think a lot of guys in the NBA are, even when they're taller than you, are making that shot, 4 out of 10 times, 3 out of 10 times. They're not even doing that. So I think that's great defense by him. Another guy I really want to talk about is Jordan Hawkins. I thought he shot the ball really well. I thought his defensive energy was there. I think like Chad said, he was active, right? I think doing stuff like that, just being in the right place. Almost like Devontae Graham. Almost like in a sense like that, right? Like, just be in the right place. The ball, it's going to happen. Like the ball's going to come to you. Like you're going to be help side in the right. Somebody's going to tip the ball. You'll be able to go. And he shot the ball. I thought he shot the ball really well too.
And Jordan, which I do kind of like early on, he hasn't gotten a call yet. He's trying to take that charge where it's kind of in transition. He's just like a half a step too slow. Yeah. I feel like once he starts figuring it out, like, hey, like I know people's moves now. There's more film out. He'll be able to start picking up those charges because as a smaller guard, you got to be crafty like that. And to think like that already is a very big positive from Hawkins. Yeah. So, I mean, what would you like from him, Chaz?
Just like the instincts, like that he's busy. I feel like he's a guy that has potential to have a really good intermediate game. I think he has I think he's a quality athlete. I think if he worked, he's another person. It's like everybody on the team can handle.
He can get up. We talk about this dude. He's got some hops.
Yeah, he's a quality athlete. I feel like he's a quality athlete. And
21st century? 21st century?
1990s. 1990s. Sport Webb-esque. But I feel like he's a guy work on the handle. His first step could be really good. Because even last game, I saw him his ability to get to the rim. And I feel like he's gonna be a guy who just needs the reps to get comfortable.
Yeah. Go ahead, Fa.
No, I think he's competitive. I thought that was like the most important thing. Like it's not. I don't care about that score. No, like we going against each other. Cool. I'm trying to get this bucket just as much as you are.
He missed his shot, and I don't know what screen he came off of. It might have been a JV screen, but he might have been a dribble hand. I think he threw it to Jonas and chased it and took one dribble and missed like the midi. But I'm glad that he's taking that kind of shots.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we got our ass kicked tonight. So like, let's like not forget that. I mean, we lost by 30. So they play Atlanta Saturday. Final thoughts, Chaz or Five. Go
ahead. I'll just say this, man. I feel like a lot of this is a personnel issue, and I don't think there's any fixing it. I don't think any philosophy is going to fix it. I think there's going to have to be a great amount of sacrifice and buy-in from several parties involved. And I wish Willie Green. No, I wish Griff. I wish you well, because this is a little bit ain't got nothing to do with you. So I wish you well.
Jared, close us out.
The Rockets, when they signed Fred VanVleet, he immediately called Jalen Green after the situation that Jalen Green kind of went through, and was like, "Hey, we need to get together." They were working out the next day. And then that trickle effect, I saw videos of like multiple Rockets players working out in the summer together. I don't need to see videos of the Pelicans working out together because I know it doesn't exist. Right? Not just going to the team facility and play. Like, no, these guys were in gyms all across America playing because they knew they needed, on court, on time with their teammates. You talk about Brandon, you talk about CJ, you talk about Zion. Notably, they only played 172 minutes together. You would think those guys would have gotten together this summer and played. That did not, to my knowledge, did not happen. That is the real problem. That would solve a lot of issues. But
Do you
maybe they
think
just
because Brandon played FIBA? No.
No. I'm not giving him an excuse. That you think that happened any other summer that Brandon didn't play FIBA? You think that happened before? Like, no.
With you on it. Well, that's a good point. One preseason game, but it was a really, really bad preseason game. As always, presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Boot Crew Media. Let's hear from them. NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball's back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BOOT. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. The crown is yours. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see y'all Saturday night.